What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So this is an updated version of how to build Thor and level Thor's abilities. So starting build, Bumba's Mask, 3 health potions, a red pot and 2 mana potions. So you're going to pop the red pot at about 17 seconds, buy the 2 mana potions and then move off base at the start. If you want to know a bit more about that, go and watch the video on my channel where I go over this starting build. So for the core items, you're going to want to get Warrior Tabai. Jotun's Wrath is really important because it gives you 25% cooldown, which just allows you to use your abilities really quickly and gank lanes most efficiently. Mail of Renewal, this item recently got nerfed so that it only regenerates 15% of your maximum health and mana after you get a kill or an assist. However, it's still really strong, still going to recommend getting that. Then for extra damage, go Titan's Bane. If they've got healers, Brawler's Beat Stick is really good. If they don't have healers, then Deathbringer just adds a bit more damage to your autos, and also it gives you 50 physical power, which is going to make your abilities do more damage as well. I'll come back to Runeforged Hammer in a second. As for defensive items, Hide of the Urchin goes really well with Mail of Renewal. Please don't do what I see some people doing, which is doing this. Spirit's Robe is a really good item, but you've already got max cooldown, which is 40% from Jotun's Wrath and Mail of Renewal, so please don't get Spirit's Robe. Hide of the Urchin is 60 gold cheaper, gives you more protections. I think it gives you more protections even without the stacks. It doesn't give you the cooldown, but then again you don't need it. You've already got maximum cooldown, and it gives you some health and mana as well. If they've got lots of auto-based gods on their team, Hide of the Nemean Lion is a really good item to pick up. That's mainly for physical-based auto-attacking gods, because it gives you physical protection. I'm not quite sure how viable that would be to buy into someone like Sol, who uses a lot of magical autos, or someone like Freya. Not really looked at the numbers on that, whether it's still worth it in terms of the reflecting the damage. Probably wouldn't recommend doing that. But if they have, say, 2 ADCs or something, Hide of the Nemean or Akali on the other team, Hide of the Nemean is definitely an option. Pestilence, great anti-healing item. 20% reduction may not sound like a lot, however it really is, and also gives you a lot of protections and health as well. So, back to the Runeforged Hammer. If you are going to be running Hide of the Nemean Lion, because they have 2 physical auto-attacking gods on the other team, that means you have Mail of Renewal and Hide of the Nemean Lion. That's quite a lot of physical protection. Runeforged Hammer is going to give you more physical protection and some health, but also turn some of that physical protection into physical power, so it's really useful, and just gives you a bit of allows these 2 items to give you a bit of a power boost as well. However, if you're just going to go for the regular, my sort of regular build would be Warrior Tabai, Jotun's Wrath, Mail of Renewal, Titan's Bane. Then if I want some more protections, go for Hide of the Urchin. Then if they've got healers, Brawler's Beat Stick. If they don't have healers, then something like Deathbringer. Now you can build Thor auto-based if that's something you want to do. One of the junglers in the SPL does it, and I can't remember who it is, but they build Deathbringer, Rage, and stuff like that on Thor. If you want to go and follow that build, find it. Don't just try and make your own auto-attack build up, because it probably won't work. Go and find that build. There's an SPL player that does it. I can't remember who it is, but go and have a look at that if you want to. If I could find it, which I've tried finding it, if I could find it I would have put it in this video, but I can't find it because of the private player profiles. I did try and look through a load of different pros' previous games and see who did it, but I couldn't do that. But if you're regularly watching the SPL, you should see that eventually. In terms of actives, there are so many actives now that Blink has been nerfed that are opened up. Purification Beads is still a must. However, your second active can be literally anything. Please don't get this, or this, or this. Maybe not this, but basically, Shell, really good item. Gives your team a load of protections, really useful in team fights endgame. Don't prioritise the second active, that's something you want to get much later on in the game. Get items first, they're much more important. But if you've got extra gold knocking around at some point and want to go into a second active, then something like Shell, really helpful to your team. If your support has Shell, maybe go into a weakening, or if you're having a lot of trouble with enemy healers, you probably should have gone into Brawler's Beat Stick and Pestilence anyway, but another weakening curse. Don't use it at the same time as your support's weakening curse, which is what your support will probably have a weakening curse. Don't use it at the same time, use it afterwards, just extend the duration. Teleport's really useful for moving around the map if you build it into why can I not get it up here? Hold on a second, there we go. Build it into the shielded teleport. It's not up very often, once every 120 seconds. However, if your team is warding effectively, and say you're in a team fight and you need to back because you're low on health, you can get right back into the fight and help your team out, or maybe secure some kills. Aegis I see being used more and more now. I would recommend using Walking Aegis. That's probably kind of a controversial thing to say. I'm not really sure which version pro players tend to go with, but I don't really value, after the invulnerability, you gain 20% damage reduction. I really don't value that, considering Greater Aegis no longer allows you to activate it while you're CC'd, so they're both exactly the same in that respect now, which is why you originally got Greater Aegis rather than Aegis Pendant. However, it's much more useful in my opinion to be able to continue walking while you've got Aegis up, so that's why I would recommend that. But really there are loads of different options with actives. I might do a second video on sort of situations where you might want to buy each one. But anyway, so on to how to level his abilities. You can see here the typical way that I've been using for quite a while to level his abilities. You get his 3 to clear the camp, go for his 1. His 1 is also his escape, which is really useful. I tend to get all 3 of my abilities here, so I've just got to level into everything, and then start maxing out my 3, level 5, put a level into his ultimate, and then from then on, max his 3, put a level into his 1, and then you're going to ignore your ultimate, max out some more damage from your hammer, then your stun, and then finally finish off with your ultimate. Now what you could do, which I'm starting to favour a lot recently, you're still going to get his 3 for as your first ability, because it's better for clearing camps, because your 1 Majon, that I'm not going to pronounce that, it only does half damage when the hammer comes back to minions. However, it does double damage to gods. So get his 3 first for clearing camps. Then what you're going to do is go into his 1, get his Tectonic Rift, which is his stun. If you want to, be careful, it's a physical wall, please don't wall off your teammates. It will happen at some point and they'll get mad, but just try not to do it as much as possible. Then just keep putting levels into his 1, and basically it's the same but maxing his 1 instead. Now what you could do if you're having trouble hitting, making sure you're getting the return hit on his hammer, if you do this, in order to make this worth it in terms of damage, you need to be hitting that return on the hammer, because as I said, it does double damage on the way back to gods, which is absolutely insane. The amount of burst that this gives you and the amount of poke, because you can just throw it out, you don't even have to fully engage. A really cool thing to do is to throw the hammer out once it goes through someone, wait for it to come back, then just as it comes back, press your 1 again, and that'll teleport you to it, so you've just double tapped them, which does a ton of damage. You've now teleported next to them and can just press your 3 and spin on their face for a little bit and kill them. That's really fun. But yeah, practice throwing hammers without the stun, learn how to do that. If you are having trouble, put another level into your 2, because having 2 levels into your 2 allows the stun to last for 1 second, and I believe, I've been told, that that allows you to pretty much secure a double tap on your hammer. Putting 2 levels into your 2 will pretty much secure the double tap if you're having trouble with it, but as I said, I really do recommend trying to learn how to hit those freehand. So it's difficult to learn, but once you learn it, your damage just goes through the roof and is absolutely insane. So again, you leave your ultimate, just continue to max your 1, put a level into your 2 if you want, or just put more levels into your 3 for damage, max out your 2, and then again, your ultimate is really just there for the utility. The stun doesn't really change, it's 1.5 seconds no matter what level your ultimate is, so it's not like it gives you a huge amount, and yeah, the damage increases quite a lot, but you're aiming to get your main damage out of your 1 and your 3 anyway, so that's just there for sort of the utility rather than for the actual damage. So it's up to you which one of those you want to do. Try them out, but they're basically what you want to do. There's no real other way you could level his abilities, certainly not maxing his 2 or his ult. That would be kind of pointless. But anyway, so I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did and found it useful, please leave a like. Let me know if you didn't enjoy the video. Let me know why in the comments. Constructive criticism always helps me out. Subscribe to see more, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.